Yo, what up? It's Razor Pop lah.
My decision to come to Singapore was not so much for career, although I found a lot of acceptance here in my career. I've been very lucky. But I came here mostly because I didn't feel connected to the Asian person in me. I didn't understand things and phrases and stuff the way I was brought up.
Okay.
And I wanted to reconnect.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So you're Malaysian Chinese, you grew up in Australia and Canada, you've worked in Singapore, and now you're working in the US. That's a lot of cultures altogether. Do you ever feel, I don't know, did you ever grow up feeling a bit of an identity crisis as to who you are?
Yeah, there was well, I grew up in the prairies in Canada. I don't know if you know where the prairies are, Saskatchewan, Alberta. And there weren't that many Chinese people there. The kids in school at one point thought that I was First Nation. That's like the indigenous people of Canada. They didn't know where China was, and I had to explain. You know, it's that big pink part on the map on the globe. It's a big pink continent. That's called Asia. So yeah, I did have quite a few years where I did not understand.
Okay.
But I think that was a long time ago.
Right. But now, what do you consider yourself as? Do you consider yourself as Asian or more American? I mean, I think it's okay to be a mixture of both, but what would you say about yourself? Would you consider yourself Asian or American?
I didn't really know I had to pick one or the other, but I'm both.
Okay.
I'm a child of the world. I'm from everywhere.
Okay.
I have Canadian, Australian passport. I have a work permit in Singapore. I have a green card for the United States. I've traveled a lot. I don't consider myself. I don't feel like I have to choose.
And I found out that you named your daughter China.
Yes.
That's quite intriguing. Why?
It has nothing to do with the country.
Okay. Was it to remind her of her roots, or?
No, it has nothing to do with that. Although it is a fashion in the U.S. to name your child after a city or a state, or or Paris, for example. But when she was born, I was married to David Soul, and his family they all had names like David, John, Joseph, or Mary. They were biblical names, and they were quite simple, and so I wanted something a little more exotic. And I thought of China because it's more symbolic of porcelain china, which is very fragile and delicate, but can withstand duress.
As far as Asian culture, no, she's very American in that sense. Yeah, she grew up going American, but she also observes. I brought her to Hong Kong once, and I brought her to Thailand a couple times. She's very American. Well, yeah, I grew up in the States. So, it is like that. Obviously, you're in that environment. You want to fit in. As a kid, you want to hang out with your friends, and they're not all Chinese, so you just kind of want to fit in, and so you lose the touch of your family, your roots, or that kind of thing. So you're not exposed to it. You're not around it. It's like the language. You're not going to speak Chinese in America because you don't need to, or you just know, unless you live in Alhambra or a Chinese community. So of course you want to adapt to where you are. So that's what happens. When you come back, then you're going to use the values of the land that you're living in. So it's just kind of normal.
Yo, what up? It's Razor Pop lah.